Welcome back to Healing Horizons, the space where healing isn't rushed, growth isn't forced, and becoming your next version feels less expansive instead of exhausting. I'm your host Yusuf, and today's conversation is especially meaningful for anyone who feels like they're standing at a crossroads, wondering if it's too late, too high, or too unrealistic to start over or start deeper. We are talking about personal development, mindset, and breathwork, not as buzzwords, but as real tools for rebuilding confidence, reconnected with yourself, and creating a life that actually feels good to live in. My guest today is Karen Theimer. Karen is a freedom coach, elemental breathwork facilitator, and wellness entrepreneur who works primarily with women 50 and above. Women who have spent decades showing up for everyone else and now are nowhere to be found when they need themselves. After navigating divorce and not just surviving but thriving through cancer, Karen transformed her life through deep healing, mindset work, and breath work. Today, through her 10x confidence journey, she helps women move from overwhelm and self doubt into clarity, emotional freedom, and authentic confidence at any age. What I love about Karen's approach is that it's grounded, heart centered, and shaped by life experiences. There's no fixing your self energy here. Just remembering your strength and learning how to breathe life back into you. With that, I welcome Karen to the show.
Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And I'm excited to be here. And I always love when people introduce me because at all these things that, sometimes it's a reminder to myself when you hear it from somebody else, right? And they're how they introduce you and stuff. It's like, yeah, you know what I have gone through, and been able to overcome a lot of my obstacles, right? And my challenges. So thank you. And I look forward to our chat today.
Perfect. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Karen, so many people associate personal development with hustle, pressure, or becoming someone completely different. From your perspective, what does true personal development actually look like?
So to me, it's about great question. It's really about are you tired? And it doesn't matter whether you're male or female or what age you're at. Are you tired where you're at? Are you at a point in your life where you're just like, there's got to be more to life than this? Because I've said that since I can remember. There's got to be more to life than what I'm living. But for me, it was when I reached 50 where I went, okay, there really is got to be more to life than what I'm living because I wasn't where I thought I would be at 50 years old, right? It's like all of a sudden, it's like, life goes by and you don't realize how fast it's going until all of a sudden you hit this mid age. So I went on, so I decided that I felt really stuck in my past. I had a hard time letting the marriage and, having my own health challenges at that time and stuff. So I thought, okay, well, what do I got to do? I just want someone to take me by the hand and help me move forward, like point me in the right direction because I have no idea. And then it was amazing how people started showing up in my world that kind of said like, whether it be coaching or going to retreats or plant medicine or whatever that was for me, it really is about bringing the pieces of yourself back to you, which is in your heart, right? We've been trained, we've been taught starting at a very young age, you can do this, you don't do that. You should be doing this, you should be doing that. And then as we get older, it's kind of like, well, actually, I don't really want to be doing what I thought I was right. So this journey is a forever journey. We're always bringing pieces of ourselves back to us. So we learn how to create boundaries. We learn like no is a full sentence. We don't have to be a people pleaser. We don't have to make sure everybody is happy around us. That's their job. What I believe in is that We need to learn about it's important to learn what gets us excited to wake up every day, right? What do we love? Like we don't know how long we're here on in this planet, right? And as a human, as a human, I always say. But so for me, personal development is really all about living the best life that you can, learning what gets you excited, and having somebody help you get rid of your baggage. Because you can't figure the journey out on your own. Good luck with that if you think you can. Because I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, once I figure this out, then I will be able to do blah." But you've been trying to figure this out for how many years now, right? If you haven't got it figured out in, say, a week, you're probably stuck, or maybe even let's do a couple of weeks, right? Then you're stuck. So yeah.
Karen, what's one mindset shift you see that make the biggest difference when someone begins this kind of journey?
Oh, there's so many. But the biggest difference that people see when you start to teach them, I feel like when you start to teach people about how your mind works, what do emotions actually mean? Right? Like when do you attract in the same type of person into your world all the time? I'm going to use a relationship as an example, whether you're attracted, are you always seeing the same, attracting in the same woman or the same guy or whatever? There's a reason why we attract in the same people. It's called a mirror. So when I we s the without getting too much in detail, because otherwise I'm gonna go on for a long time on this conversation. However, there's a reason why we're being shown the same thing all the time because we're mirroring out something that we need to deal with on our own, if that makes sense. However, when people start to understand the mirror and what it is where they're, um for instance, if you're judging somebody, if you're constantly turn it around and go, "Where am I judging myself?" As an example,
Hmm.
to keep it short. So when people start to learn that, they get more of an awareness. And I find that's usually a big, aha to people when they start going, "Oh, look at this. I'm doing this. Oh, I'm gonna turn it around and look at myself." If that just answered your question, I hope so. But, that I find people really get an aha around that, and then learning how to say no is a big too.
Breathwork has become a central part of your work. For listeners who are unfamiliar or even skeptical about it, how do you explain breathwork in a way that feels practical and beginner friendly?
Oh, I love that, and it's funny, like, people do find breathworks well, not I haven't run into a lot of people who find it skeptical, but here's the thing, breathe every day, and without breath, we're not here anymore, right? We're not on this side of the ground, right? So, what breath does is it helps to calm down our nervous system. So I don't know if you've been in a situation where, you've been so stressed out or maybe going through some anxiousness. I hate using the word anxiety, but anxiousness. And all of a sudden, you just go, like, you just automatically take a deep breath. I don't know, ever, that's your body trying to regulate itself without you even. So, what breath work I teach, conscious breathing. So then you have a tool of when you're feeling that anxiousness or going through something, I teach you how to slow down your breath to calm down the nervous system. Because when we're in what's called fight or flight, that means you're
Mm.
being chased by a bear, gotta run, except you're not really being chased. Well, I hope you're not being chased by a bear, but you're being chased by a bear, I gotta run. Your body doesn't know what's real and what's not. So it just responds to what your mind is telling you. But if we can control the mind, control our breath and go, wait, 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 wait. I'm safe. I'm not being chased by anything. Let's focus slowing down our breath. So I teach certain tools on how to do that. I call it box breathing. And then you can think more clearly, right? So you calm down the nervous system, which calms down the brain, and then in return, you can think more clearly of what's next.
And what are the changes that people can expect emotionally, mentally when they start working with their breath?
One thing I can tell you for sure, sleep. Sleep is better, and I was thinking of this last night because I'm consistent sometimes. I'm not always consistent, but, when I am consistent with my breath work, I mean, face it, I'm still human at the end of the day, right? And, for the most part, I do practice the breath work. So when I do practice, I notice my sleep is way better and focus is better. So my clients, when they start doing this, they notice that they're calmer, their sleep is better, and they're able to get out of their anxiety a lot faster instead of sitting in it for a long time and stressing about something you have zero control over. Like, we have no idea. Anxiety is about really, uh, a big part of it is about you're stuck in the future, right? We're worried about the unknown. Well, we don't know what's gonna happen in 5 minutes, let alone 10 years from now, right? So, it's about learning how to be present. Breathwork helps you become present as well.
And you know what's the most striking part to me about the breath work is that we are doing right at this moment, and we don't need to add something to our to-do list. We just need to change. We just need to be conscious about it, and that's it.
That's it. That's exactly it. But some people, it's like, "I don't have time." You don't have time to breathe?
Me too.
Like, I always laugh. Okay, so you don't have time to breathe. Well, that's fascinating. What if you could take 2 minutes in your morning or even 1 minute? Like, if somebody can't find literally, if you can't find 5 minutes in your day to do some conscious breathing, there's a big problem, right? Like, even do it when you're watching Netflix, you know? You can do it like, when you go to bed, anytime. Like, there's no but it is learning, adding that into your routine, and we are creatures of habit. So sometimes people go, "Oh my god, just one more thing to add in." It's like, "Well, you're breathing." So, it's kinda when we think about it, it's kinda funny, but
And you work with women who feel overwhelmed, disconnected, or unsure of themselves despite having so much life experience. Why do you think confidence tends to fade even when wisdom grows?
I believe that so a lot of women, especially this age, and I don't exclude men because men are in there too, right? But it's mostly seems to be women, right? Women, when we hit 50, it's this like, again, it's this holy crap, where did life go? Right? Now it's about how do I change that? If I want a better life, better than I have now, because it doesn't mean that you have a lousy life. But what if you could have even more confidence to step out of your comfort zone and create a even better life? Whatever that looks like. Maybe you want to travel more. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to improve your business. Maybe you want to improve your health. But it takes to be able to, I say 10x your confidence because what 10x confidence means is that you already have the confidence. What if you could have even more confidence and understand what it's like to step out of your comfort zone and be fine with falling down and picking yourself back up again, right? So that's where the whole 10x to confidence and getting out of overwhelm. Us women, man, we think we can do everything. I'm sorry, we can't. We can't be everything. What we can do is learn how to again have the boundaries one step at a time. Like I said, it's a lifetime process. And like I know for me in 2026, there's a little bit of anxiousness going into it. Like well, not anxious. I'm a little bit nervous coming into it because I know I'm stepping up my own game. And I know there's be like with what I know I need to do next, it's stepping out of my comfort zone big time. But it's okay because I'm gonna do it anyway, right? So
For someone listening right now, maybe in their 40s, 50s, or beyond or below, who feels like they have lost touch with themselves, what do you want them to know about what is still possible?
It's really never too late to live a life that you desire. It really isn't. It just depends on you. And here's what I love to recommend to people, come back to breath, do do some slow breathing, and just journal. Like, allow yourself, even if you hate journaling, allow yourself to do it anyway, right? Because journaling, people don't like it because it's A, gonna take a few minutes, and B, I don't know what to write. Well, just write down that, right? But start or go on to Pinterest and start just dreaming a little bigger. What would you like? Would you like a house? Would you like a car? Would you like to travel? Would you like to buy nice clothes? I don't know. Would you like to sit at the beach and or on a, by the lake or whatever that is for you, and just read a book? Like, maybe you just want time to yourself and have nobody disturb you, right? So start picking like something, writing it down or thinking about it, and pretend, allow yourself to play and pretend and live in that moment. You'd be surprised at what shows up. Or reach out to me and I'd love to have a conversation. Like,
Perfect. You yourself have lived through divorce, illness, and deep personal transformation. How did mindset work help you move from survival into building a life you were actually are excited about?
oh, great question. So how did I get out of survival to thriving? Well, I had to get rid of the word survival because survival means you're stuck in the past and you're just scraping by. Like, you know, living, like you're just living day to day and hoping that something will change, right? That's survival to me. Thriving means it's about, okay, here's what I've gone through. How can I use that to change my world? Like the cancer part changed my world. It was like, okay, well, maybe I should quit smoking. Maybe I need to change up a little bit of my lifestyle that I had, stop eating the fast food and stop maybe smoking cigarettes and, change up things. Like, it was my it was really the kick in the butt I needed to make that change. So I used it as like, oh crap, I have cancer too. Like, thank you. That was my wake up call. It really
Mm.
was a call. So that to me is about thriving. It's about moving forward, right? The divorce was kind of like, I stayed single for a long time because I too ended up attracting in the same type of guy. The one that I could save and, had all these emotional problems and addiction and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can be the savior. But it was the same type of guy all over and over again, right? Um, so I needed to take a step back going, okay, why am I attracting in? Here's the mirror, right? Why do I keep attracting in the same type of guy? Now I'm very clear. Like, now I feel like I'm ready to relationship again, and I feel like I'm very clear of the type of relationship I'm looking for. So it's getting clear what you want, not what you don't want. Oh, yeah.
True. That's a very important reminder because our experience shape us, but they don't get to decide our future unless we hand them the pen or the authority to do so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Karen, is there any way that our listeners can connect with you?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, KarenTheimer.com. I don't know if you post the name, how to spell my name, but in case you don't, it's Karen, KarenTheimer.com. Feel free to book a call. We can connect. I am on social media. I'm on Facebook mostly under my name. And I'm starting to slowly get into Instagram a little more than I was. So right now, that's how you can find me.
To all our listeners, all these links are in the show's description. So just go there and check it out. Karen, is there any last message that you want to leave us with?
Ah, great conversation. Thank you so much for having me here. And please, like, if you're stuck and you want a better life, go reach out to somebody. As I said, you can reach out to me or somebody else and just be okay with being asking for help because
Mhm.
we've got such this beautiful life, this gift that we've been given on this planet, and go and enjoy yourself. You don't have to be stuck and not enjoy your life.
Thank you
And
so
breathe.
much, Karen. Yes. Thank you so much, Karen, for spending this time with us.
Thank you, Yusuf. My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, if this episode gave you language for something you have been feeling but couldn't quite name, consider sharing it with someone who's quietly rebuilding themselves, someone who might need permission to start again without any shame.
I love it.
Until next time, I'm Yusuf, and you have been listening to Healing Horizons with Karen Theimer. Be patient with yourself, honor your journey, and remember, confidence isn't something you earn, it's something you reclaim.